and clarity. Okay. So I don't have these meetings, and they understand this. I don't have meetings with them daily to micromanage them, because I've been underneath a micromanager before, and it's not a fun environment. It's not a health environment. We take this information and we repurpose it, meaning that we know, like, if you look at the numbers here, if Alicia gets at least about 20, between 15 to 20 contacts, she's going to set one appointment. Okay. And so what this does, this what you see here is kind of the working document. So this is like how many calls she does, how many voicemails, how many wrong numbers, how many valid conversations, etc. Right. And then that dashboard is converted to kind of a data table. And this is what do the bar charts and all that stuff. So when she gets a lead, she puts it in here as a buyer seller, who she assigned it to, kind of the notes, right? And we go over this every morning. And she just had her first deal. And mind you, she's only been here for maybe 2 months at the most. And she took over, and we've kind of built all this to get back on track. So she has her first deal closing. She has a couple more, these green that are working. So she's making a lot of traction, okay? And this kind of shows her percentages. So we track all that. But the biggest part is this is what we talk about every day. I have her write down the objections, right? And the reason why I have her write down objections is for different reasons. Most importantly is, okay, well, how did you handle that? What did you say? Okay, well, let's try this next time. Let's role play this. Let's get stronger at this. If you're hearing the same thing over and over, in order for you to convert that into a nurturing lead or keep them on the phone to set up an appointment, you got to overcome that objection or answer that question or have a rebuttal for that statement, right? Not only that, but we've also hear a lot of clients say about the interest rate, right? You know, rates are too high, the market's kind of funky, blah, blah, blah. And so I had her create a video that she sent out to her buyers. So we added another step. So she sends out 5 videos to these buyers that are like kind of fear, like they're fearful of the market because of interest rates and things like that, right? And so she just educated the buyers with this video. And the reason why I did this was because, number one, I want to maximize her opportunity to leverage what we have here. Number two, to show the agents more what they should be doing, because really agents should be doing this, but I'm trying to create an example using her. Plus, we're trying to maximize our opportunity with what we're working with in the system. Okay.
Okay.
So all this information that we're gathering is, again, not to micromanage, but to help them get better and to see where we can plug the gaps and what we're missing and what we need to improve on. Okay. So so if I had to give any recommendations, it's just constant communication when they're dealing with, you know, VAs that are overseas, and just keep them very intentional. And it's a healthy meeting because I meet with her, I meet with another VA, and I meet with our metrics guy. We actually do projects like, hey, go ahead, take care of this now. Let's rectify this. Let's fix this. Let's do this right now. Or here's your assignment for tomorrow. So really keep the momentum just going full speed. Okay, so that's really important with an ISA. So when it comes to this piece, you know, anything that we create, by the way, we can share it with you. Okay, so these documents, anything that we create, any tools, anything like that, we can share it with you, and then you can kind of insert your own things. And then if you know you need some tweaks here and there, we got a metric guy for small projects that can, you know, customize it. When it gets into bigger projects, then, you know, you can talk to Adam about that. But small tweaks, we can customize this document for you. You know, whatever you need. I mean, when you get to this point, you know, the first step is going to mind map your business. What does that look like? And what I mean by mind mapping is, this is for our lead flow for agent attraction, but you can use the same concept for every revenue pillar that you have. Okay, starting point. What's next? in your CRM, is there, so let's just talk about CRM. You got your drip campaigns. If they go here, if they're a buyer, they go here. If they're first time home buyer, they got this information. Okay, so I'm gonna call them here. If they don't answer, I'm gonna text. So build all that out, and then kind of, your revenue pillar workflow. Okay. And then kind of insert your showing agent, how that's going to work. Right. And then exponentially you're going to grow. Then what's going to be the next step? Whether you got TC, listing coordinator, or whatever that case may be, based on your avatar of your client. Now you may want to go after listings. So you may want a listing coordinator, or whatever. So kind of map out your business so we can build it accordingly. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and you can share that with me and I can help you, put that together. Any questions or anything like that?
No, is it possible for me to get that? So there's just like an example for me to look at?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Send over your email for me in the chat box and I'll just do it right now.
Okay.
Now, so do you have any agents right now?
No.
Okay.
And that's another thing, because I have been I've known for a while that I need a showing agent,
okay.
But I truly don't know how to go about even sparking anyone's interest enough for me to interview and see if they're a good fit for that.
Well, usually, somebody, when you talk about splits, you talk about, teaming up with you, you're probably going to have to find a high D, probably like a newer agent, somebody who really can't produce a lot of business on their own. So that's probably going to be your avatar, right? Because then they would love to grow, kind of learn from you, somebody that you can, help guide and navigate becoming a showing agent or a listing agent, right? So that could be within the network, or that could be part of your agent attraction, is kind of putting that value out there. It's like, hey, how long you been in the industry? And these are just questions you ask, another agent. How many deals you do last year? Out of those deals, did your company give you those? Are they SOI? Do you deal with buyers or sellers? Which one do you prefer? Sellers, okay, great. So how many listings did you do last year? One, okay, great. How's your listing presentation? How you generating listings? And then kind of find their pain point if they want to do that, and then, proposition them to, join forces with you. Right. So that's another thing we can talk about that as well. That whole strategy of finding someone to fill that role for you. Right. Okay. Which would be a good agent attraction piece.
Okay.
Okay. But the first thing you want to do, and that way you have a clear intentional goal to mind map kind of like your business plan too. So do you have a business plan, like what your goals are going to be for 2023, how you're going to finish out 2022 fourth quarter, what your strategies are going to be, what your niche is going to be? Are you going to be focused more on buyers or sellers? I mean, do you have any of that kind of in a plan?
Loosely, I don't have it as fine-tuned. I don't know if Adam shared with you. So the position I'm in right now, I'm a network referral agent with this brokerage. Okay. So every client that I work with comes directly from a lender. They're all pre-approved and ready to go. So my now, I know that I want to start my own team. I know I want to do that. And I also know that I want to figure out how to feed myself, because I've been being spoon-fed all of this time, and I don't want to depend on that for my entire career and be stuck not being able to make a move that might be better for me in the future. So that's kind of where I am. I know I want my own team, and I'm starting to research that. I've taken baby steps towards doing some things, but I don't know if I'm doing things out of order, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and thanks for sharing your vulnerability, because you're absolutely right. The good news is that you're identifying that before you get too far down the path and understand that you're going down a one-way street, right? So a couple of things that we can do. And so the reason why I'm asking some of these basic questions, because I kind of want to see kind of where you're at and kind of meet you there and then kind of help you from there. So
Okay.
this is another document that I'll share with you. So how many deals are you doing right now? I know you probably shared this with Adam, but how many deals are you doing right now monthly?
How many closings? Last month I think I had 5. July I had 6.
Okay, good job. Wow, that's awesome. So what do you think your annual numbers are? 15 to 25, 26 to 40?
Last year I did 29.
Okay.
This year, I've already passed. I think I just passed my 29 on Friday.
So I want to show you something real quick. Okay. So we've been doing this a long time. We even got a chart of where you're at, your pain points and everything. So you just told me you're doing 29. Okay. And then so you're solo. So it starts out solo, you're entrepreneur, solo, seeker, you're a grower, right? What are we talking about you need right now?
The assistant.
Yeah, the buyer is the showing agent, right? So we know the pain points that you're going through.
Right.
Right. So this is kind of your next step. Your next step is going to be these tiers over here, if that's where you want to go, right? If you're trying to build a team, then yeah, you want to be up here with the 300 plus a year because you want to grow a team. So we understand the pain points and kind of, and let's go. I'm sure I say piece was in there, but so this is where you're at. And this is where you want to go. So the system is going to be one piece. And so what we're going to do is we're going to back up a couple steps and we're going to go back to the basics. Do you have one of these?
I do not have one that I've started for next year. No.
Okay. So I'm going to share this with you too.
Okay.
Okay. Because when we build this foundation, we want this foundation to be sturdy. And so it starts with, like you said, feeding yourself first, right? Okay. Then when you're feeding yourself, your supplement, your overflow is then feeding your agents. We got to take care of you first, right? So so just follow this. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just put your numbers in here. Save it first under a different name. Okay. That way this will be yours. Okay. And then just figure this stuff out, and that'll be and then, when you and I talk, we'll look at your business plan. And then we're going to talk about if you have listings, how you're going to get those listings, right? If you have leads, how you disposition those leads. And then how many leads does that look like? How we're going to leverage, I heard you say, you want to leverage what you already have, right? So how do we maximize each opportunity that you already have and build on that? Okay. All right. So that's what we're going to focus on, but it starts right here with the common thing of your business plan. All right.
Okay.
And then when we get ready for the VA piece, we'll build that out as well. But now we're going to start with this and then kind of build forward with, kind of like your goals, get your performance good. Like if you got high volume, then we need to support you with a TC, listen coordinator, whatever that piece may be, before you even get to a VA maybe, because we got to support your production first, right?
Yeah, I have a transaction coordinator.
You have a TC? Okay, good. Okay.
I put him in, I've had him since the end of May.
Okay.
And he has changed things dramatically for me.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're not doing all that back office stuff with paperwork shuffle, it frees up your time. So the whole goal is to have you focus on what you're good at. If you're good at negotiating contracts and maybe generating leads, then you'll focus on that, and then the stuff that you don't want to do, like the showing agent, then that's when we start, inserting people there. But it has to make sense, right? Each piece you have to have a return on investment on, right? So we have to follow that process. Okay, so let's build that out. And then what else? Since I have your attention, what else can I show you? I showed you the ISA piece. You're gonna fill out this business plan. What else you think you need help with?
I think right now, let's do baby steps.
Okay.
I think let me do the business plan and let
Okay.
me work on the agent attraction piece to try and get a showing agent.
Okay.
And I feel like that will free up a lot of stress and allow me to use my brain power in a more lucrative way.
Yeah, and you're a visual person, so always kind of just whiteboard this, mind map it, piece of paper, but always have that built out so you know exactly where you're going, what we need to do.
I don't want to add any more cost, but something like WiseHire is good, where you can post, job ads, and they can help fine tune some ads for you. I could probably get my hands on some ads that are working, you know what I mean? Because we have a bunch of partners running. I don't like running WiseHire just simply because I'm not attracting like showing partners or agents. That's like, I'm more interested in the Teresa's, you know what I mean? So helping you get to a next level while you're helping someone else get to a next level. And that's how we all, grow from there. Now, if you want to, cut to the chase, I don't know how many agents are in your MLS, but there's a lot of agents struggling right now. The industry is going to lose 30 to 48% of the agents in the next 18 months. So I would go and your average sales price is healthy, 50 or 500,000, right?
Not here. I would say probably half that.
Okay, 250. Okay. So I would maybe you're a baller. Like your work ethic and everything is there. Like being able to work with us and put these systems in place, you're going to do exceptionally well. So I would target anyone doing 5 to 7 deals in the last year. Probably 5 deals in the last 12 months in your MLS to 0. And I would just call through the list. Hey, how's business? How's the shift been treating you? Just surveying agents in this area. Are you working full-time, part-time? Like, what do you enjoy about the business? What don't you enjoy about the business? Like Gary was saying. And then off of that, like, you'll feel like if there's an opportunity there to help them or throw them a life raft, or if they can add some value back to you and vice versa, to where you could get, a partnership done.
You know what? That is the most helpful advice that I have received in a long time, because I've just been like spinning my wheels trying to figure out like how to have these conversations, because the only agents I come into contact with are the ones working as hard as I'm working, and they don't need this.
No, but here's what they're going to need. They're going to need what we're going to show you how to
Exactly.
do it. And then you're going to be able to take that to them, except you don't have much to offer them right now, because they're like, shit, we're in the same boat, and it's like misery loves company, almost.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right. Yeah.
You're right. So
yeah, no, I'm definitely going to delve into that.
Also, there's I don't want to get too techie with you, but we can start there. But then there's a quick squeeze page where we could white label it, or whatever white label means, like no branding, anything like that tied to it. And it's called More Consistent Commissions. And we could build a squeeze page, like an application page, and get it up and going for you really quick, optimized to your story, your offer, things like that. And you could take them same people. And then I don't know if you've heard about retargeting. It's similar to that. So with your Facebook business page, you would create an audience of these individuals, and you would upload their email addresses, their phone numbers, and their names. And then we would create a video, like a quick video, sending them to that landing page, or not even the landing page. If we want to cut out the funnel altogether, straight to message me now, or send them straight to your calendar. Like if you go to adamlivechat.com, that looks like a little website, right? But it's all it is a calendar page. And then you could actually be calling them and they'd be like, you know what, I just seen your video, or I think I just seen something with you or whatever. So then it's like some ambience marketing. And that's where we're going to teach you, even with buyers and sellers, like how do you start to be seen everywhere through targeting your avatar very strategically through a niche, right?
Okay.
And so making those calls, well, first I want to know like how many it is. It could be, I don't know how many agents are in your MLS. How many agents are in your MLS?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, let's start there. And then if you can do an export and get their phone numbers, whatever. Some MLSs will let you do an export. Here in Kansas, you can't do it. You got to, get third-party software or whatever. If it is a like heavy task for you, let Gary know, and then we could probably throw one of our VAs on it where they could log into your MLS and copy and paste the name, the phone number, right? The email address and their title or what brokerage they're at. That's probably the 5 things that you're going to need into a spreadsheet. And then you're going to want to take these people and not hand dial them. I don't know if you have an auto dialer or anything like that yet. Even a single line dialer would be, save you a lot of time. Then you could just start burning through these individuals and surveying them. And we could work with what that survey script would even look like in terms of missed opportunities or some of the structure word tracks that I'd already given you. You could hire a VA, to do it for, $4 or $5, $6 an hour to try to set appointments for you as well. And so there's just a couple of things to think about, but the best ideas are going to come or, as like we're packaging this. And I've showed you that sheet before, the 8 stages to growth. And it's like, okay, now we're talking about what you need. Now we're going to go deeper in not just the strategy, but the tactical things that will need to happen to execute on it. And so this is where I would start. So I like it. You seem excited.
I'm super excited about it. I know that, so there's kind of a new piece that's happening within my brokerage where they finally opened it up and allowed us to start our own teams. So I have to go through that training in order to, have them open that up to me. But I feel like putting these pieces in place and then going ahead and finishing that up kind of goes hand in hand, because I didn't know, I know what I want to do, but I don't know how to get there. And you guys are making it seem like so much more attainable.
Just remember that when you hit the join button.
Don't worry. I can see myself merging back because so I guess we had different experiences. I didn't tell you, Gary, like I was with EXP in the very beginning. It wasn't that I didn't like it. It was just that I was so new and I wasn't getting the hands-on, but I absolutely loved the way that it was so easy to get information about this and that, but also for a brand new agent, it was an overload of information and no guidance. And so after about I was with EXP maybe like 3 months, if that, did nothing, saw no clients, had nothing, moved to another smaller brokerage that was a little more hands-on and and closed my first deal within 2 months. So
So let me just kind of show you something real quick, and then I'll turn it back over. Then I got to pop off. I'll show you 2 things. Okay. The first one is going to be to identify what you just said. So this is how Adam might think. Okay. So and I knew that about EXP back then, and I definitely just by the buzz knew that a lot of people are hiring brand new agents now. And so I knew that I was doing some preventive maintenance. And so one of the things that we did was we put together a Monday call every Monday for agent advancing to move forward in a purposeful way. So this group now it's grown. It's probably about 7, 8, 9 people that show up every Monday. And it's all about just kind of basic fundamentals. If they've been in business for 2 years, we're kind of restructuring their foundation. right? Because the stronger your foundation, the more you can build on it, right?
Mhm.
Some of these guys didn't even have a business plan. So we had to kind of regroup and take out those blocks and kind of book their business plan and start rebuilding. Some of them don't have any type of prospecting skills, you know, when it comes to, you know, scripts and stuff. Some of them don't have metrics. They're not kind of, they're just doing random business, which I coach. Random business gets you random results. So if you have an ISA, you know that she can make 20 contacts and book an appointment, then guess what? Either she got to make 40 contacts and book 2 appointments or hire another ISA, right? And now it's predictable business, right? And so there's that piece. And we talk about daily activities. We talk about have a clear, precise vision of success, kind of like what I'm telling you, you know, have that spelled out from your daily schedules, you know, but have an intentional plan. Okay. The other piece I want to show you, and we could jump more into this, is dang it, I just had it and I lost it. Here it is. So when you're talking to other agents, okay,
Mhm.
I just wanted to give you this piece, that way and I can share this with you as well.
Please.
So right now with the market condition, you want to touch every pain point there is. You just want to poke holes on it and at least identify it and start a new conversation, right? So when I talk to agents and get an in-depth conversation about them having an open mind, I always start out with market awareness, what the industry is doing, right? And you know, the industry like Compass, you know, Redfin, you know, other companies are downsizing, losing CEOs. Their profit and loss statements are out of whack, you know, and then kind of working it down to then broker awareness. Like, hey, what's your brokerage doing for you? What's their financial stability? Are they giving the proper support, the proper tools? Are they is this the right vehicle for you at this point in your career? You know, asking those questions. And most of the time, maybe they like their brokerage, but their numbers don't reflect a good support team or effort, right?
Right.
So you got the two, okay? And then kind of hit that pain point, and then get into the agent disposition about, hey, if we had a magic wand, you know, where would you be? Where do you want to go? What do you want to focus on? What's your niche? What's your pain points? Do you have a CRM? Do you have tools? Do you have technology? Do you have coaching? Do you have access to this? Are you leveraging that? So now you're poking hard on those pain points. And like we said earlier, and I even attached like this research of the 8 reasons why, and this is from NAR, the 8 reasons why people leave their brokerage. And I'm sure this probably changed over time to where they don't provide leads. That's probably up to number 1 or 2 right now instead of number 7 because of the market shift they're in, right? And culture, leadership. So knowing your opponent is good. So this is on that sheet I'll share with you, and I'll do that now. Okay. And so just kind of study this, and hopefully this will give you some nuggets on how to go about, you know, hiring an agent, some type of questions to ask them, kind of give you a guidance, you know, mindset, you know, like right here, here's some example questions for mindset. Is your office using downtime to teach you how to be a better agent? How is your broker supporting you personally as well as your business during these unprecedented times? And so just a list of questions that you can just ask agents about mindset, skill set, tool set. All 3 of those are important, right? So anyway, I shared this with you. And then Level Up, this is what we're doing here. There's a link for us. I think you should be able to access this. But anyway, just navigate around this and to kind of give you some insight what we're doing and what you can do to kind of help with your agent attraction piece.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
So anyway, I just want to show you those 2 things. I know you got a lot of, you got a lot of information. So I'll just leave it at that. And then any final questions or anything? It was actually a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing everything. I don't have any questions right now, but I'm kind of I'm sure I have questions. I just don't know what they are yet.
Yep.
So let me go over everything that you've sent me and kind of delve into it. I got a monthly team meeting that I got to hop on right now, so I'm a little pressed for time.
Yeah. I got to get ready to get out east, and he's got a boogie too. All right, guys, we're ready for Gresham.
Okay.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right,
Thanks.
You're welcome. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.